Hey there, it's Orestalito here, and if you're a professional ballroom dance teacher, you're probably fully booked, highly respected, and still wondering how would it even be possible to make $20,000 in just 2 weeks with dance courses in our industry? Well, here is the hard reality that I see every day in our dance world. You are selling hours, and hours run out. So the moment your student drops out, your income drops with it. There is only as many hours you have in a day and in a week and in a year. This is not a business. This is a real trap. The lesson you're already teaching every day can become a structured program, one that generates predictable, recurring income without adding any single extra hour to your week, and one that makes your student commit long term. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. Number 1, how to package what you already do into a structured program. Number 2, how to price it so that your income scales, not just your hours. And number 3, the one structural shift that turns inconsistent students into committed ones and that pays you every single day. This is the exact system that generated for me $20,000 in 2 weeks when I first launched it. And it started with something that you already have. That's the cool part. So if you are interested in making this kind of money with what you already know, stay in this episode because I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how I helped other people doing the same thing. So let's break this down. So what happens here is not luck, but is a clear, defined structure. And by the way, if you are that kind of dance professional that you are serious about building something like this in your own business, you will always find a link here below where you can actually book a free Dancepreneur breakthrough call anytime. So anytime you feel inspired, click the link below and book your call. We are going to look at your situation and we're going to map out how this could specifically work for you. But let's get into the topic of the day. So the first thing you need to understand is this. You don't sell lessons. You sell transformations. Now, every program, no matter what the industry is, works on a very simple concept. You need to take a person from point A to point B. So this person arrives to you in a certain way. That person is a certain type of person with certain characteristics. And after he or she works with you, they will come out different. So that's the transformation that we need to define. So what is point A? Point A is basically where they are right now. What confusion do they have? What frustration are they feeling? What is the lack of results that they're having? Then they work with you and you bring them to point B. How's this point B look like? What's the outcome of this point B? What kind of clarity they gained? What kind of performance they gain? What kind of confidence they gain? So it's very, very important that you define point A and point B. That's very much the first step to do, very, very important. And I'm sure that if you look at your everyday teaching, you'll already define this. Maybe you've been helping people with their balance, I don't know. And so they come to you, they're shaky, and something's off. And then after some lessons with you, they come out and they can stand confidently on their feet. Or it could be that they come to you and they have a horrible posture. And then after a few lessons, they have a great posture and they feel confident about it. So what are these transformations that you offer? Stop selling the hours and create a program that defines that transformation. Define point A, define point B. This is really the first thing to do. And I would like you to think about it for a second. Like, what are the transformations that you are actually delivering right now with your regular teaching time? How is a person in point A look like? Then they work with you, or he or she work with you and then become point B. How does that transformation look like? Now, I'm very curious, so I want you to write it down in the comments here. What are your point A client and what is your point B client? And let's see how that looks like. I'll give a look to every comment or DMs that I might receive on the matter, and I will be very happy to provide to you a quick suggestion or coaching on it. So yeah, take advantage of that. Now, as Tony Robbins says, people will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. Think a second, what does that mean? It means that a person commits easier to something that avoids their pain than to something that creates the pleasure at the end. So when we speak about something and we speak about to the people to what we can do for them, we have to make sure that we underline what is the pain that we are going to fix with whatever we are offering them. Your program has to have a clarity of that pain and also, of course, a clarity of the outcome that they are going to experience. So that makes it very powerful. So again, now you have person in state A, person in state B. They go through the process, and that's how you bring them to state B. And you want to make sure that before they enroll with you, they know what are the pains that they're going to fix and what are the benefits and outcome that they're going to experience when they arrive to point B. That's as simple as that. Now, here is where most dance professionals actually get stuck. They know how to teach and they're good at communicating, at teaching, at helping people, but they've never structured what they do. And so what you just have to do is to define this journey. So break these transformations into steps. In my case, I like to make sure that there are always 7 steps. I feel that 7 steps is a very good amount. Less than 7 steps, every step might be too big, might feel too much of an improvement. More than 7 steps, it starts to feel like, oh my gosh, so much going on. 7 steps for me is the best. So what does it mean? You have point A. The student comes to you at point A. After the process with you is a point B. So what are the 7 steps that are between A and B? When a person is with you, comes to you in state A, what is the very first thing that person has to know in relation to that journey to arrive to point B? And once they have learned the first step and they know the first thing that they need to learn, assuming that they got it right, what's the second thing that they would have to know? And when they got the second thing, what's the third thing that they would have to know? So just try to break down this process. Take the student, understand their state when they arrive, understand their state when they will have learned everything from you, and try to find what are the 7 sub-steps that will bring them to achieve point B. Does that make sense? Once you have the clarity of point A, you have the clarity of point B, you have the clarity of the 7 steps. Now take these steps and one by one, start from the first one and ask yourself, what is the problem here? What is the specific pain in relation to this step number 1? Let's make an example. So in my case with the Dancepreneur method, the step number 1 of my method consists in identify your ideal client. So the very first thing you have to understand is, who do you want to help specifically? Once you understand who you want to help, what's the benefit and what's the pain of not knowing who I'm serving? When I don't know who I'm serving, when I don't know who my client is, I don't know how to advertise it. I don't know who this person is, and so I don't know how to say to this person that that person needs my help. I don't know how to even approach this person because I don't know anything about this person. So the very first thing I want my clients to know is, who am I serving? Because then our marketing and our strategy will all depend on that. So step number 1 is finding your ideal client. The pain is that without that, you're stuck. You don't even know how to communicate. You don't even know how to do marketing. The outcome is the opposite of that. Clarity. Now I know who I'm serving. Now I know how I should explain what I'm doing. And guess what? When I have conversations, I can already start attracting clients because I know how to say what I'm doing. and who I'm helping with what. So you see, it's a step number one that has a clear pain and a clear outcome. So now you want to do the same thing. Take your 7 steps, start from step number 1, and next to it, write it down. What's the pain related to this step? And what's the outcome related to this step? Also, what is the action required? So what is the thing that this person will actually have to do in order to, master that skill or learn that thing in relation to your step? Does that make sense? And if you're never, if you have never broken down your teaching into steps like this, think about it now for a second. What would it be the first step that your student needs to take in relation to where you want them to be? What would it be the very first thing? I'm asking you because I want you to write it down here in the comment or to send it in DM to me. I want to see how you're thinking. And if you're thinking the right way, I'm going to, push you towards in that direction and you can continue to do the work. And if for some reason you are not thinking it that right, I will be very happy to give you some free guidance. Okay, so feel free to drop a comment in here or to DM me with what will be the very first step that your client will have to do in this 7-step journey. Okay, so clarity creates movement. Confusion creates hesitation. This is a principle of life. When there is clarity, you have the natural instinct to go along with this. You have the natural instinct to continue on that clarity path. You want to know what's next, and you just want to go on. When instead there is confusion and you are not so clear about the path, then obviously you get into hesitation. It's like, wait a minute, where are we going here? Now, pay well attention, because a lot of teachers have a great clarity in their heads, but they don't manage to show the journey and the path clear enough to their people, so that then the people, they're hesitating. They are not committing to the next event. They're not committing to more lessons. They are not taking action because the frustration that comes with confusion leads to a inactivity, a non-activity, leads to hold on a minute. And you don't want to have your people in that state. It's not good for your business, but beyond that, it's not good for them. You want them to just move on and continue and improve. And you can do that. So just pay attention to this detail. So once your 7 steps are defined, you have point A, you have point B, and you have your 7 steps. Now explain this to people, even to people that are not your clients, even to people that are not paying you yet. Show them a way. Show them what would happen. This would happen, this would happen, this would happen, so that then you can be this. And you will see a lot of people will be particularly attracted by you, especially if your method is very personal and is built out of, again, personal experience. And of course, there are other factors that can influence that. But this, I assure you, is going to make a huge difference, and you're going to attract much better people because they will relate exactly to you and to what you want to serve them. In my case, with my Dancepreneur method, the step number 2 is to identify your story, your personal story. Why this is important? Because once you remember I said before, the step number 1 is to find the ideal client. You want to understand who you want to serve first. And then you want to understand why I want to serve them. Like, what happened in my life that led me to this desire to do this? And when people understand your why, they feel more attracted to you, because guess what? Deep inside, we all have very similar driving forces. We all do something because maybe we failed at it sometime and wanted to prove ourselves right, or maybe because we had a trauma, or maybe something bad happened and I had to recover from it and I used dancing, or maybe, you were just trying to fix something so desperately, finally you figure it out, and now you are putting this available, this knowledge and this experience available for others. The why comes from your personal story. So you see, with only just 2 steps, identify who you want to serve and identify the personal story that led you to create whatever this program that you're doing, it's already so extremely powerful to yourself first. So you'll figure out a lot of things by doing this, but ultimately it will be powerful for your clients, and you will start attracting a bigger group of people, not only bigger, but also higher quality. So your programs, they stop being lessons and they start become clear paths. And that's what you really want to do. Now, you have the path. The next question is, how do you actually deliver this? So now you have point A, point B, you have the 7 steps in between. You know, each step was the pain and was the outcome. And now you have to figure out, so now that this is clear, how do I deliver it? And here is where you have to understand how you like to deliver it. There are many, many ways, but my favorite structure that I'm going to share with you, and that's the structure that brought me to sell $20,000 in less than 2 weeks, is the 8 weeks program. Why 8 weeks program? Similarly to the fact that we like to do 7 steps, we want to have 8 weeks, 8 weekly appointments. Every week is about a step of the 7 steps. And then you have an extra one that is meant for putting everything together, getting things, to somehow fall in place in one. Here is about now implementation. It's not only theory. Here is about making sure that your clients actually get the result. By meeting with you once a week, they have the possibility to learn from you. And then they have a week of time to digest that content. And then you move into the next step, every week for 7 weeks. And at the 8 weeks, you will have the possibility to check that everything is falling into place, check that everything is working, basically making sure that they got it. So that's why I like the 8 weeks program structure, which is full 2 months. Also in terms of time, 2 months of working with you is a good amount. You can establish strong bonds in 2 months. You can establish authority, and you can check how these people are doing and, give them a little push if they need them, figure where they get stuck and unstuck them. It's a very beautiful experience for everybody. So the 8 weeks program is my favorite way, and I deliver all my programs, or almost all my programs, this way. Every week it would be 1 hour and a half. Why that? Because I want to use the first 30 minutes to do some lecturing of some kind, and so give the theory about that step or that lesson, and then to have a 1 hour that is focused basically all in practical question and answer, making sure that there is applicability of whatever concept we are giving. The cool thing is that in the first 30 minutes, when you'll do the lecture part, you can record that part, and guess what? You are building an asset there, because you'll record that lecture that you can sell later on as a separate program, pre-recorded, cheaper. But you'll start developing a library of your own knowledge. But now while you record, you're getting paid, because you are teaching the people that have enrolled with you, and you take the contents while you're basically delivering that, instead of have to scheduling your weekends to take contents of some kind. You put a camera, you're teaching to no one, you have no structure, and you get all this content, you post it on social media a couple of times, and then nothing is done. Creating a course and making it profitable, it's a job, it's a business. But the good thing is that when you know how to do it, it's really pretty easy. When you don't know how to do it, you're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of energy, and you're not going to get any result. So I'm going to be super clear with you. In business, there is a principle. What gets scheduled gets done. And it's as simple as that. If you have a program, you schedule it, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. While you're doing, you get paid for it. And the structure of it creates the accountability. So the people now know, oh my gosh, I have to show up to do this improvement for 8 weeks. They're going to show. which is very different if you have your weekly workshop, basic, intermediate, and advanced, very typical in our industry, that it goes forever. People are coming, then they don't come. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. Why? Because it doesn't really matter. You have this forever going on kind of course, is giving no kind of clear path, is giving no kind of clear outcome. And people are coming because they love dancing and maybe because they love you, but it's not something that you can structure and you can predict, and on which you can actually establish a scalable business. I hope that makes sense. So as I said, as a quick recap, that's how I like to run it. So there is the first part that can be, you can do this obviously recorded on Zoom, or you can do it in presence, but basically you will definitely record the first 30 minutes where you teach your theory lesson, that then you can keep the recordings for yourself, or you can, and after the 30 minutes, you're going to do the question and answer, the coaching, and the implementation of it. Remember this, information alone doesn't create results. The implementation does. And this is exactly the reason why I'm sharing everything, even here on YouTube for free in my free training, because the information can be useful, but it only works if you take action and you implement. That's why I'm very happy sharing the information to all of you for free, while if people needs help with implementation, then they can join my program and I can help implementing those things. And in fact, if you want to implement this and you feel you can do this on your own, please go ahead and do it and show me what you do, because I'm very, very happy if I manage to inspire you just with this call. But if you feel that you want help in structuring this and to actually do the things that needs to be done to create a profitable dance course, reach out to me. There is a link down here below. You can book yourself on what I call the Dancepreneur breakthrough call. And on that, we're going to look into your situation. We are going to define together what's point A and point B for your client, what are the steps in between, and we're going to figure it out how you can actually start building a machine that not only creates income for you, but creates opportunity to growth to all your people. So at this point, you have the transformation A to B with the steps, and you also have the structure. So you know how to deliver it, 8 weeks program, 1 hour and a half, everything what we have been speaking already so far. So now what's the last piece that is actually missing? It's the framework on how this works financially. So it's like what is missing is how you monetize this course, how you sell it, how you make sure the money are coming in for this course. And by the way, if you are starting to see how powerful this can be, and you follow me on this conversation, and you're not really sure how to actually start for yourself, you would like to have a little push, as I said, again, click the link below. You will have the chance to book your Dancepreneur breakthrough call. And that's exactly what we are gonna go and break down. In your current business, how can you create courses and sell them that are profitable and scalable and that helps your people? Book your call. Let's figure this out. I'm sure at some point you heard about a funnel. Do you know what that means? I didn't know what that means. If you don't know what it means, please comment funnel or DM me funnel, and I'll be very happy to go even deeper into it. But let me explain real quick what that is. A funnel is basically a structure that your clients go through. They see the information about your product and they decide to buy. Now we have to put this structure down. It all starts with the marketing. The marketing is basically the ability to bring the people to inside your store, the ability to attract people to come see what you have to offer them. But remember, the marketing amplifies what already works. It doesn't fix what's broken. That's why you don't want to start with marketing. You always have to start with what you're selling, who you're selling, why you're doing this, putting it down, give it a structure. Then you can say, okay, now I have a program. Let's see how I can market it out there. What you need in this point is just a simple system. You need a message. What's a message? A message is a communication. It's a piece of information that you somehow deliver to the people that might be interested. This happens usually through social media or through private conversations. There are other ways, but basically the message is the number one most important thing. Then you need to have a place where to send the people. So once the people have come to see your stuff, now, where do you send them? Where do you tell them to go look at? If you don't have a place where you tell them what to look at, they're going to come, they're going to scroll your profile, they're going to check your stuff, and then they're going to disappear. So you want to have a place where to send your people. And third, you want to have a way to convert them. So once you sent them somewhere, in that somewhere, they need to be instructed on how to enroll, why to enroll, and to make basically a payment and enroll. So you see the process here, right? Message, first thing. So speak to people about the pain, speak to people about the outcomes, speak to people about the transformation. That's how you do the marketing. Then you need a landing page. This landing page is meant to capture the attention of the people that are interested in your stuff. You will build with this page the belief, and you will lead them to do an action. And then number 3, there will be the conversion. Conversion is like you tell them to either jump in on a call with you if you're selling something very expensive. Usually for that case, it's needed to jump on a phone call with the client. If it's a lower ticket program, you have a page in which they can actually enroll, pay, and register. So you see how every step is defined. That's the system. That's the funnel. That's the marketing that works. Marketing associated with real stuff. So, and I am curious now to know about you. Like if someone landed on your Instagram page today, would they immediately understand the transformation that you're offering them? Like, would they? Let me know. Yes or no. Drop it in the comment. Let me know about that. Text me privately if you don't want to show it publicly. You need to figure it out. When people come in your page, do they understand what you do with them? Do you understand why they should be working with you? If you have the feeling that they wouldn't, we have to talk. So again, there will be a link down below. Book your Dancepreneur breakthrough call, and we are going to look into your specific situation and figure out a way to fix this for good. If people don't understand the value, they won't commit to the investment. This is for sure. So if you don't communicate it very well, why people would even spend the big bucks with you? That's very, very important. And once this is set up, it doesn't stop. It runs. Once you build it one time, you can make it working for you. It can keep happening. Obviously, you're going to change things here and there, but by then you have set a machine that creates income, that creates clients, and that keeps your people happy and improving, which is ultimately what you started this in the first place. You want to be meaningful. You want to make a difference. You want to help people. You owe it to your people. Don't do this for yourself and for the money only. That's a second outcome. First outcome, you want to fulfill your purpose of helping your people and make them rise in their life. We do it through dancing, which is so beautiful, but we can do this literally with every business we have in mind, as long as we take it seriously. So to summarize, as long as you put the right content out, you communicate clearly, and you stay visible, this becomes the system. You need to have a page that can convert, and you have to have a structure. That's all it is. You can literally do it right now. You build it once and refine it over time, and you have a money-making machine that makes you a competent, successful teacher. This is exactly what I have done and what I keep doing it. The very first time I did it, I made $20,000 in 2 weeks. And that's a very possible result. I did it. I saw other people doing it. Maybe not exactly the same result, but I saw a lot of people doing that. And some of them under my guidance. And it's just very fulfilling because you already have all this stuff inside you. That's the biggest thing. You already do. It's just about organizing it so that it can be more impactful. The key insight is this: it doesn't really matter what you teach. What matters is, do you know the transformation that what you're teaching is giving? If you can define the transformation, you can build the program. That's all it is. And once you understand this, you stop asking, how do I make more money? And you start asking, how do I structure what I already know? And that will be the thing that makes you more profitable and more successful and fulfill your purpose more. So if you are ready to turn what you already know into a structured program that actually generates income, there is a link right below this video where you can book a free Dancepreneur breakthrough call with me. We'll look into your situation and map out exactly how to build this for you. The problem is not your students. The problem is not the algorithm of Instagram. The problem is how you structure your knowledge inside your business. Fix the structure and everything else will follow. See you next time.